fairly well. The Milk Test New Zealand is owned cooperatively as well. So there's a board of directors that sits over top of Milk Test NZ, and it has a number of the dairy companies on that board. So they're obvious. I mean, Milk Test New Zealand is not run. I mean, it needs to make money. It needs to make money, but it's certainly not there to make a huge amount. It's not privately owned, and therefore,
I see. So they need to survive, but they need to be somewhat profitable.
Yes, and they need to, and I guess for the dairy companies are looking for accuracy, because this is how they pay their farmers, right, in terms of the quality of the milk and the composition of the milk. So they're looking for, a really high accuracy and a really quick turnaround of results. Those are probably the key drivers there.
Talking about accuracy and maybe performance needed for such an assay, you mentioned that the somatic cell count in New Zealand is fairly low. What are the guidelines like there in terms of what the cutoff value is?
We can jump in there now if you want. Hang on. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, Carsten. Just 2 seconds. Jump in the car. Yeah. Cool. Sorry, just repeat that question.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, I was wondering. You mentioned that the somatic cell count levels are low in New Zealand. So, what are the guideline cutoff or tolerance values like for somatic cell count?
So they're looking at what am I thinking? Most farmers would be operating at under 300,000.
That's low.
Yeah. So most of them. So there's a monetary penalty for those that are. And there's been a lot of work done around that area to ensure that quality of milk, and that's the indicator. So so 500,000. If you had anything over 500,000, you'd be considered, to be needing to do some stuff in terms of the somatic cell count reduction and culling of cows and those types of things.
And is this like a one-off? So once you do not meet this level, once you need to take action, or is it like a rolling average over 3 months or something like this?
So there is a geometric average calculation to meet the EU requirements. But no, as soon as you start getting those high somatic cell counts, sometimes you're allowed to, you're given some dispensation, but usually pretty quickly people are having to get in there and sort the cows out.
Okay. Let's go over to the dairy side once more. So we've said already that basically you test maybe 5 samples across any batch, and it's a couple batches per day. Do you have any idea of like what an average size, what the sample or test volume per day would be for an average size dairy company in New Zealand?
Just trying to think. Most factories would have probably at least, most plants or sites would have at least 4 factories. And those 4 factories would at least be running one